Hi everybody, welcome back to the LDRS Creative Studio. I am Angie Hunt and I am so happy to be here with you guys, yay! I've got a ton of energy today, so you're just going to have to bear with me. I don't know what's going on. I think it might be the sunshine. It's just like feeding me all kinds of energy. I think I'm driving my husband a little bit nuts. We'll see. It's okay. It's all okay. So I see people coming in already. Thank you so much. I saw that Will is here from Sticky UK, it said. Sticky UK. Teresa is here from Fremont, California. Welcome, Teresa. Hi, Linnea from Pennsylvania. Who else is here? Beth Valone is here, and Gail, and Dee Dee Castro, and Dieta is here. Who else? What? Oh, did you just get in the camera?
I almost walked in there again.
Lori Langemeyer from right here in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Yay! Who else? Kim McDaniel's here. Happy Thursday to you, too. And Cindy from St. Charles, Missouri, I think. M.O. Is M.O. Missouri? MT is Montana. I'm terrible with it sometimes. I go blank in my head. Mandy is here from northern Minnesota and Patty from North Carolina. Wow! All over the place. I am so excited to have you guys here with us tonight. Oh my goodness, if I haven't mentioned it, I'm full of energy. And today we're going to be doing some foiling. I'm going to be working with some orchids. All of these goodies are in our newest spring collection. And I think the card that I'm going to show you, you might be a little bit surprised because it has absolutely no dimension whatsoever, which is very different from me. I know Alan's looking at me going, no dimension, you're not going to be putting everything up on foam and foam squares and all. Nope, I'm not. I'm making a flat card, and this is an easy card that anybody I think could create. It literally, I think he was shocked. I actually came into the studio. I was in the studio to design this, and it took me all of maybe 30 minutes from start to finish. Not to create the card, but to design the card as well. It goes by pretty quickly, and I'm excited to show you. I don't think we're going to finish in 30 minutes because I tend to talk, if you haven't noticed. But I think I've talked enough to let people come on in here, so very excited about that. What does this say? Angel, it says, I'm in, what? Washington. How do you say that? Snohomish? Snohomish? I got no idea. But I think she's in Washington. Okay. All right, what?
I'm trying to remember that big long word that they had on TV that time.
Oh, I don't know. We watch. I can't even remember. Our grandson would remember. There's some town. Where is that thing? Is it in Alaska or where is it? Or is it someplace in New England? It's like the name of the city is like this long. It's got like, I don't know, 112 letters in it or something. It's seriously, I'm not even exaggerating. It's ridiculous, and I still can't remember how it goes. But anyway, that's not why you're here. You're here because we're going to do some crafting with some orchids. We're going to have some fun. I love orchids, but I have an absolute inability to keep them alive. So that's why we have a stamp set. So now I can create orchids. I can have them in any color I want, and they will survive me. So, all right, we're going to get going. We're going to switch over to camera 2, and Alan's going to get us rocking and rolling. Oh, you know what I don't have, Alan?
What do you not?
I don't have my glasses. You're going to have to get my reading glasses for me.
Do you want to do that right now?
Yes, go get my reading glasses because, no, go ahead and switch.
Okay.
Because I can see these. I can actually see them, but crafting I can't do.
Are you willing to pay for the glasses? They're not right there.
No, those aren't them. Okay, thank you. All right, so while he goes to get the glasses, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what we have there. Here, so for those of you that may have missed our spring collection reveal, this is the Orchid stamp set. It's a 4x6 stamp set. You can see that it is already well loved. This is my copy. On the back, we show you, what the images look like if you choose to color them up. And you got them there for me? Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, but now
Here we go.
I'm out of breath.
Now I will be able to see. He's out of breath.
Check in with me in a few minutes.
If we we hear a thud, we know it's you hitting the floor. Is that what you're saying? All right, so we have 9 stamps in here, including this beautiful orchid, a large word that says wonderful, and we've got some supporting sentiments to go with that. We also have an accessory floral and a sweet little hummingbird. And then this stamp down here is a beautiful border stamp that you can do all kinds of fun things with. And then, of course, we have the coordinating dies, and the dies, we've got it mapped out on the back to show you which die goes with which stamp. You're going to be able to easily cut out with the dies the orchid, this other floral over here, and the hummingbird. So we make it really, really easy for you. I also decided to pull in, I was actually going to work with with our A2 frames, but somebody still hasn't brought a pack of that to me. And so I thought, where else do I have an A2 frame? And I thought, I'm going to go ahead and grab my Dahlia toner collection, because if we were to zoom in here to camera 3, hint, hint, if we were to zoom in here to camera 3, you would see that it actually has 5 sheets of an A2 frame in here. And so we're going to be foiling that today. The toner collection, this is all printed in black toner. You get 12 sheets in total. So you're going to get 5 of the floral sheets, 5 of the frames, and then 2 of the sentiments. And the only thing you need to go with this is toner reactive foil, and you're going to need heat, like a foiling machine or a laminator or something. So I'm going to work with this one right here. And then I also pulled in the end, I decided I wanted to have some enamel dots, and so I grabbed my One Fine Day set because I had some clear enamel dots. So I'm going to add some of those to my project as well. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, is talk to you about this. So I want to show this off because I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about the paper that these are created on. And now, you know, when I am stamping, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be stamping on my Neenah Classic Crest cardstock, right? Because I'm going to be coloring with usually with Copic markers. If I'm going to do watercoloring, then I will stamp on a watercolor paper. But I usually use Neenah Classic Crest. Now, these are not printed on Neenah Classic Crest. So one thing I know about Neenah Classic Crest cardstock is that if I'm going to be coloring with my Copic markers, all right, and I'm going to be stamping with my hybrid ink, I know if I let my hybrid ink set for a few minutes to dry really well, I'm going to be able to work with my Copic markers, and it's not going to smear the ink. However, this paper here is not Neenah Classic Crest. It is not paper that is made for Copic coloring. But before we move forward with creating our toner papers, I wanted to make sure that you were going to be able to use your Copic markers on there. But what I have found is, now the hybrid ink, this is a combination ink if you're not familiar with it. This is it's a combination between a dye ink and a pigment ink. So it has properties, mixed properties of both. So you can use this hybrid ink for just about any crafting that you're going to do that requires stamping. Okay, but you always have to remember that your paper is one of your tools. And so when I stamped with my hybrid ink on this paper, it stamps beautifully. It's really great. However, no matter how long I let it sit, my Copic markers were still smearing it. Now, one thing I will tell you is that with a hybrid ink on some surfaces, like glossy surfaces, you will have to heat set it. So this paper does have a little bit, it's almost, it's super, super smooth, and it almost has, not necessarily glossiness, but I think it's like right on the edge of being, a bit glossy, not shiny, but it does have that quality to it. And so I knew right then and there that I was going to have to heat set this ink on this paper. So keep that in mind. What does that mean? That means that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp on this paper first before I foil it. Why am I going to do that? Because I want to save myself a step. Actually, a couple of steps. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my orchid on here. Then I'm going to lay my foil on it, and I'm going to put it through my foil machine. And at that time, when I'm foiling, I'm also going to heat set my stamped image, my ink. Did you hear me? I'm going to take care of like 2 birds with 1 stone there. So I'm really, I think, and it turned out beautifully. And then I can color, and the ink is heat set, and it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely perfect. So first thing I want to do is, this is an A2 frame, but it is on a 6 by 6 sheet of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. If I wanted to, I could cut this out with like one of our A2 layered frame dies. But I don't want any stitching or anything around it. I just want it to be plain. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use the paper trimmer on it. And I'm just going to make sure that my blade is going to be, now I will tell you this, A2 means that it's going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But we want this frame to be set in a little bit on an A2 card. So we actually made this 4 inches by 5 1/4. So that means that I need to have, if you do the math, I have an extra 1/4 of an inch, both vertically and horizontally. If I split that in half, I have an 1/8 of an inch. So I want to cut an 1/8 of an inch all around the edges here. So I'm going to measure this out. I actually eyeball it because I'm weird that way, and I'm pretty good with measurements. But I'm going to measure, I'm going to have this be an 1/8 of an inch. See that? On the one side. Now I'm going to rotate that 180 degrees, and I'm going to line that up at my, let me lay this down here, 4 1/4, and make the cut on the other side. And now I'm 4 1/4 across. All right. Maybe I didn't do it absolutely perfect, but it's not going to matter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and measure this side. I want that 1/8 of an inch on that side. And now this is the long way, so it's going to be 5 1/2 that I line up with now. And I'm going to get my 1/8 of an inch on the other side. There we go. All right. Perfect. Beautiful. So now I can just put my scraps over there so that my cleanup crew can take care of those for me. He's laughing. Oh, and just so you know, I've already got my laminating machine heating up over here. It's already going. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead. Let me show you what I want to do. I'm going to get my orchid stamp set out. And when I was laying this out, I have planned out this card already. When I was laying this out, I thought to myself, you know, I've got plenty of room to go vertically like this. But I thought, everybody's going to do that. I don't want to do what everybody's going to do. And I thought, you know, I could pop this up on I thought I can lay this in this direction here. I can pop the word wonderful up here or something like that. I can do some different things with it. But then I thought, what if I do it in this direction? What is this called? Landscape. All right. It doesn't totally fit, but I don't care. I want it to grow out of the edge of the card. And then I can put wonderful right here. Something like that is kind of what I'm thinking. Why is it upside down? I'm stamping it upside down because of the way my Misty goes. Because I have extra space up here like that. Like I literally have up to about here with my Misty. And so I need that extra space right now. So in order to stamp this though, I don't want to stamp over my frame. So I grabbed a little bit of my mint tape from where? From scrapbook.com, and I'm going to lay this right along that edge. It's a very, very light, I've got it on there too far. Very, very light tackiness. There we go. Just lay that at the edge there. And I'm going to have another piece on the other edge over here where part of it's going to hang over. I tear this in half a bit because it's a little too wide to fit in the space. And I'm going to lay this down here. That's just going to protect that edge so I don't get ink on it. Now I can lay this down. I can make sure the top of my orchid is still on my card in the space. And I have this just kind of hanging off the card a bit, which I think is really, really cool. Let's get my magnet. pick that up. I've got my hybrid ink in Raven. We're going to ink this up really well. All right. Got my Stampendable to help me press this down nicely without hurting my arms and my fingers. Let's see how we did. Ooh, pretty good, but I'm going to go one more round. Again, different paper, different results. That's okay. There we go. Should be beautiful and perfect now, and it is. Where is my cleaner? Got my Extreme Clean. I'm going to get this cleaned up right away. Get all that excess ink off of there. That way I don't get it on my fingers. I'm not going to get it on other things. I don't have to worry about it for next time. What? You're looking at me, honey. What's going on? You have questions or something?
No,
Is something going on?
No, I'm just hearing a lot of sound.
You're probably hearing the sound of the foil machine. Are you hearing that?
No, I'm hearing the mic.
I don't know, because I can hear the sound of the foil machine.
Okay.
You hear that? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, do me a favor. Go over there and get that eraser for me. I just got ink where I don't want it. So now I'm going to remove this tape, and you're going to see how it is perfectly, perfectly lined up with the edge. Now, I just had ink on my, actually right here on my finger, and I got it on my card. So I'm going to use my mono sand eraser and just get that off of there. Save the day. Oh, oi, oi, oi. That is going to make me just a bit bonkers. Oh my gosh, should I just do it again? It's on my fingers. No, Mama. I may have to do this again, huh? This is what happens when you're crafting. Oh my gosh, let me make sure I don't have any ink anywhere else. Only on live camera does this happen. All right. I have inked it everywhere. I'm getting ink everywhere. It's like on my fingers. What have I done? Okay. Nope, I'm going to put something over that little piece there, and nobody will know that it's there. Okay, no, the sentiment's not going there, but something else is. Okay, so from here, oi, oi, oi.
Okay, what kind of eraser is that?
What kind of eraser is it?
Yes.
It's a Tombow. Let me put this up here, see if I can get that. It's not, let me do it here. It's a Tombow Mono Sand Eraser. There we go, you see it? Tombow Mono Sand Eraser.
Any ink eraser though, right?
This one is for ink.
Yeah.
Any ink eraser? I don't know. I like this one. This is what I get. You can get these on Amazon.
Tear the paper.
Well, anything's going to, unless it doesn't tear the paper. Well, here's the thing. I mean, anything's going to tear the paper if you, I mean, if I keep going at that and going at that and going, it's eventually going to go through the paper. It's almost like sandpaper, but it's a sandy eraser, and it's wonderful. It's really wonderful. I love it. I highly recommend it. I think that comes in like a set of 2. It's like for ink and then for pencil or something like that.
I use it all the time.
Yeah, I use it all the time. Exactly. He's laughing at me, but that's true. I do use it all the time.
And someone, I'm sorry, I don't remember who asked the question about your class memo that you sent out.
Oh, somebody asked the question about the class
What
that
is
I'm
that?
doing. That is, it's Stamp Me Some Love, and what?
Did you have to say that with a twang?
Oh, stop it! No, it's a summit with a group called Stamp Me Some Love. It's like an event kind of thing, but it's a free class that I'm going to be doing on Saturday. Saturday. I have to think about what day today is. It's on Saturday from 2 o'clock to like 2:45, so it's about 45 minutes long, and I'm going to be making a card. And it's a beautiful card, and I strongly encourage you to join it if you can. It's not going to cost you anything. In the email that we sent out, there's a link there. You'll click to like join or get your ticket or something like that. It just basically you click on it so that you get access, and that way you're just kind of registered for it. But it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's a really fun card that I'm going to be making too. So I would do it if I were you. It's not going to cost you anything, and it's just fun. Okay, let's go to camera 2, Alan.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I have with me here already. Let me show you what I've got. Oh, let's hope the... So here I have my foil machine here. And yes, I have the name of it covered up. And no, I won't divulge the name that's here. And I'm going to tell you this is a prototype. Okay, sneak peek coming attractions. But this is a prototype, but this is a foil machine, which I have been testing and I love. So here I have, this is just some toner reactive foil in a gold, all right? And then this is parchment paper that I've just folded over. And the parchment paper is basically, it gives me like a little envelope. It's going to help, it's like an envelope where I'm going to put all of this in, and it's going to help to protect a little bit from the heat, keep everything nice and smooth. In here, I'm going to open this up. It's like a little sandwich, if you will. I'm going to lay down my toner paper, and I'm going to lay the foil over this, and you want that silvery side down. You want the foil color up. Now, although everything looks black here, you're going to see that I didn't stamp my image in toner. I stamped my image in hybrid ink. So that is not going to turn gold. That's not going to grab the foil. The only thing that's going to grab the foil is that toner that is printed around the edge. And so I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to run this through my machine. And come on, grab it. There we go. And this is just going to take a moment. It goes through slowly. It's going to heat it. And it's going to kind of like the toner gets sticky when it gets heated. And that's what allows that toner reactive foil to adhere to it. At the same time, this is like putting it through an iron, so to speak, so that it's actually going to be heat setting my hybrid ink. So I'm doing two things at one time here, and it's going to be perfect. Perfect. We're going to cross our fingers. Dieta is asking, is the class on YouTube? I think it is. Actually, I think the link that they're going to give you and everything, I believe it takes you to YouTube. It's going to live out there. So if you don't, if you don't make it on Saturday, it is going to survive Saturday and it'll be out there. But I will tell you that there are going to be like, I'm not the only one doing a class. There's going to be classes going throughout the day, and I think on Sunday too. And there's going to be, specials, giveaways, discount coupons, things like that as well throughout the event that you may want to take advantage of. And I do know that those discount coupons are not going to live on forever. They are limited time only. So I'm just letting this cool a little bit before I pull it apart. You can already see around the edges there that it grabbed it. So let's come into camera 3, sorry. And I'm just going to pull up on this. Gorgeous. Oh, actually I missed a few little spots. What happened? That one did not turn out perfect. Maybe I didn't let it cool long enough. Well, that's not great. That's kind of a bummer. I do have another one though that I did earlier. I may not have let that cool long enough, or I may have had some little spots on here that weren't perfect too, because I can see marks in it because I've been playing. See all the little marks and stuff in there?
Maybe you got ink on it.
Yeah, maybe I got ink on it. It's probably just because I've been messing. Here's one. I'm going to show you. Here's the one that I did earlier. You can see how beautiful that one is. But anyway, we're going to move forward. I could run that through again with another piece of foil, and I'm sure it'll catch those spots, but I don't want to take the time to do that right now. What I really want to do is show you how I got this colored up and finish this up. And let's see. Where's my ink? Okay, here we go. So I'm going to get to coloring this. Are we on camera 3? We are. We're on camera 3. All right. So I have 3 markers here. These are turning out to be like my new favorite pinks. So this is in Copic. I have RV00, 02, and 04. All right. So I'm actually, now usually when I color with Copics, I start from light to dark. I go from light up to dark and then dark back down. But like I said, this is not Copic paper, so I don't have as much freedom and as much time. I may not be able to get as much ink on this as I normally would. So I'm going to start with my darker color, which is R04. And I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of color where I want the darkest color, which is kind of at the base of each of these little flowers. So I have these little buds here, and then each of these flowers as well. And you can see how beautifully this is. You can see it's not smearing my ink at all that I stamped with. It's perfect. And that's because I heat set it on this paper by running it through the machine. So if ever you're working with a paper and if your ink does tend to bleed a little bit, it's probably going to be the paper. It's not going to be your markers, it's going to be your paper. And just try heat setting it on that paper. If you're using the Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock, you're not going to have an issue. And there's other papers, you know, as well, that it will be absolutely perfect on without having to heat set it. But I don't really know the properties of this paper, to be honest with you. This is the paper. It was one of the choices that we had with our manufacturer for the toner papers. And so when I was testing them, this one worked really, really well with the Copics. And that was important for me. So now I'm going to my next color, which is RV02. And I'm just going to kind of go like where that brighter color meets the white and blend that up a little bit. And all I'm really doing is softening that edge. And so this paper still works beautifully with Copics in that it allows me to blend color. And I love that. I'm leaving some of that white, so we really have some beautiful kind of highlights in there. I am going to go and blend that in a little bit better in some of those white areas, but right now, that's where we're going to leave it. But you have to remember I have 3 marker colors, so I still have one more I'm going to be working with. Just kind of blend out those lines a bit. Kind of making like little circles around the edges just to soften that edge. There we go. All right, so that's a start. Now I'm going to my lightest color, which is RV00, and I'm just going to work a little bit into those white areas. Again, just to smooth that out a bit. There we go. Just softening that transition from that bright into the lighter areas, that bright color, that dark, I guess dark, not bright, but the darkest pink is what I'm softening. Right into those white areas. And I think I'm going to go back to my brightest again just a bit. Just deepen that right in some of the darkest, deeper areas. Sometimes you might overblend it out a little bit, and then it loses that dramatic effect. And so once I come back in with this darker color again, I am going to go back to number 2 and smooth that again just a little bit where I brought those in, just at the edge where they meet, where the darker meets the lighter color. There we go. So I'm going to turn this machine off so we don't hear that anymore. There we go. I think those look pretty good. Next up, I have 3 shades of green for these leaves. I'm going to start with YG01, and it's kind of a yellow, like lime green. And I'm literally just going to color all of these areas, give it a nice base coat in this lime green. Just like so. And because I heat set it on this paper, it is not smearing my hybrid ink at all. So G14 is my next green. I'm going to pull some of that in there. And just start to kind of choose some dark areas on the outside. Leaving like a little bit of highlight of like that lime kind of color in there. But I'm not being too particular. There we go. And now the darkest color is G07. There we go. Think about where I want my shadowed areas, kind of on the outside there. And then this one too. Not worrying about it being perfect. Just getting some color down. Now 14, I'm just going to blend that in from where those two, where the dark and the lightest meet. Same thing over here a little bit, just to soften that edge. And then with my lightest, which is YG01. You're going to see that soften just a little bit where those colors come together. There we go. And then right here, kind of move that color around a little bit and blend it out. There you go. And I'm going to leave it just like that because I think it looks pretty good. From here, actually going to be adding sentiment, and it says wonderful. Let me move this over. So this is that large word that I love so much. We'll put wonderful down here. There we go. And then where is, here we go. I've got my Raven Hybrid ink. We're going to get this inked up. And this font is a really thick font, so I may ink this up a couple of times. Just because it's really thick and there's a lot of surface. And when that happens, then you sometimes have to ink it up more than once. Beautiful. Where is my, here we go, Extreme Clean. We have any questions from anybody?
Not that I've seen.
No? 'Cause I'm happy to answer questions if anybody has any. Alrighty. So right now it says wonderful, and I have several other options in here. This one says kind and wonderful. Where's my piece of, where is this? Let me get this. Go like this. So this one says kind and wonderful. This one says you make me feel wonderful. Seeing you was wonderful. and know that you are wonderful. So I'm going to go with seeing you was wonderful, because I think this would be really nice. You know, you have lunch with your girlfriend, or you see your grandparents or something like that, and
Or you have a wonderful husband.
or you have a wonderful husband that you don't get to see often, so you have to give him a card that says seeing you was wonderful.
Yes.
I'm thinking you need to check your
Your
priorities if that's the case. Just saying.
Maybe he travels a lot.
Maybe he travels a lot. What was that sound?
That sounded like me going back.
Was that a motorcycle? My goodness. Did everybody hear that? It wasn't my stomach.
It's something really fast.
It was definitely something really fast. Okay. Seeing you was wonderful. So sweet. I love this set. You know, these sets are really cool, these floral sets, because, you know, every single one of them has a large word, and then they have coordinating, you know, sentiments that go with that large word, but you can mix and match between the sets. So wonderful and all these other sentiments don't have to apply just to the orchid set. If you have the lily set, if you have the, oh, let me see what other ones are there. If you have the lilies, if you have the dahlias, if you've got the snapdragons, they all have their own large word and little sentiments. For that matter, they all have accessory stamps. They all have a little character, a little critter, and they all have a border stamp. So you can actually just mix and match and move the flowers in between all of those. You can even mix your flowers together. I mean, you could do a whole garden where you've got dahlias and snapdragons and lilies and orchids all in one set, you know, like all on one card. It could be absolutely stunning. So here we go. We've got this stamped. I have a card base here. Here's the other one that I did earlier. Well, I didn't color that one quite as bright, did I? Interesting. See how different they can be? So I'm going to go ahead here and let me make sure this is good and dry before I put this on here. And I'm just going to, I'm not putting any foam. This is just going to be a flat card with the exception of one little thing I'm going to add. It's not going to have a whole lot of dimension. You know, like I said, where this missed some of the foil, you know, I could have gotten, you know, it could have even had fuzz on there. That's another thing too. It's probably, I mean, it's a good idea to give that a wipe over with like a little static, you know, little like static, anti-static wipe or something like that to get any dust or anything off of there. So I may have had dust on there. I may have had just marks on my foil. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? I am making a mess. My ink was not totally dry. I just rubbed my hand over it. And now I have ink everywhere. I think this is the messiest card I've made in a long time.
Is this the first time you've done this?
You know, one would think. It might be. You know what it is? It's all really intentional, everybody. I just wanted to show off the mono eraser that, you know, we don't even sell.
I'm starting to wonder. You were in such
I was, you know what? I'm still in a great mood. This isn't going to ruin my mood. Okay, so here we go. Here is our sweet little card. I'm telling you, this thing, if you don't already have one of these things in your cart, this Tombow mono eraser, if you don't have one of those in your cart at Amazon, what are you waiting for? The thing is fantastic. So I'm going to put, actually, let me see, where do I want to go? I'm going to put this one here. These are like just like little droplets. You put one up here, and I think I'm going to put one down here over that because I can't seem to get that off of there. There, now you don't even know it's there. Not my favorite place for it, but it's still pretty. And if I had a few more little ones, I'd probably put a couple more around, but I'd have to grab another one of these. I don't have any more little ones on this one, but I might add a few. I do not like where that one's placed. I'm going to move it because I don't like it. I would rather it were like over here. I think that just looks better. And I will just have to work on this little eraser thing. Or maybe I'll just pretend it's not there. I can do that too. Oh, it's getting lighter. That's good. I've changed directions. There we go. It's almost gone. Nobody would know it was there if you weren't me and, well, you guys. So there we go. That is our card. I just think it's so pretty. I think it's gorgeous. Yay. It's simple, and you know, it's just not every card has to have a lot of dimension on it. I just think it's really, really pretty. I think it's just gorgeous if you look at that. You have that beautiful little bit of foil around the edges that just sparkles. You know, your gorgeous orchid, which you can color in any color that you want. A very simple sentiment, some little water droplets, and it's just so pretty. I like it. I hope you guys like it. We're actually ready or done a little early today. Oh my gosh. What are we going to do? You want to switch back to camera 1? Do we have any questions from anybody? Yes. Do we have any questions from anybody? Anything. Oh, Diane Curtis says she received the plane set, her winnings from last time. Yay! Diane, you got to work up some cards with that and get those pictures out on our Facebook group. We want to see them. We're crossing our fingers so we can see your beautiful makes with that. Oh my goodness. So let's see. We have any questions? Angel says, I believe that pretending is a vital part of crafting. It's cute. That's funny. All right, well, if there's no questions, and thank you everybody for the compliments. I'm reading everything, and it's just really, really sweet. I'm telling you, I told you this card from start to finish, just, you know, designing it and then creating it literally took me 30 minutes. So, you know, that's why we're done early. Why don't we do a quick giveaway for everybody?
Well, I have a question.
Oh, you have a question?
Yes. Will the winner come from YouTube or Facebook?
The winner of what?
Your prize.
Oh, tonight?
Yes.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't choose the winner.
I'm making you do it.
No. I don't choose the winner. You choose the winner.
I have 2 names, one from Facebook and one from YouTube.
You have 2 names?
Yes.
Well, why don't we do 2 winners tonight?
Okay.
All right. We're going to have 2 winners tonight. The winners, hold on. The winners are going to receive, what are the winners going to, you know what? Let's give away the Dahlia Toner Collection to each winner. Shall we do that?
Sure.
Because it's so, so pretty. Love it. So we're going to give away the A2, the Dahlia Toner Collection to each winner. We have 2 winners' names, so stay tuned. We've got Margie Ryan, Renee, R-Y-N-E, Ryan, R-Y-N-E, Margie.
You can't read my writing.
I can't read your writing. It's terrible. R-Y-N-E, is that Ryan?
Yes, this is your first
Margie
question.
Ryan, that's the first name. Okay, congratulations. And Val Demers.
Yep.
Val Demers, you are the second winner. So both of you are going to be taking home with you the Dahlia Toner Collection. Ladies, I need you both to send us your complete name and mailing address. You want to email it to customerservice@ldrscreative.com, and we will get your Dahlia Toner Collection out to you in the mail right away. Probably go out tomorrow morning, I would think, right? Yay! Congratulations, ladies! All right, everybody. We don't have any questions, and I think we finished up early tonight. What are we going to do?
Gonna eat dinner.
We're going to eat dinner?
Well, I am anyway.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much. I'm sorry we're done early, but I just don't have anything else to show you. If you guys are, have a little bit of free time from 2 to about 3 o'clock, 2:45, something like that. Starts at 2 o'clock on Saturday. If you have some free time, then please join us at the Stamp Me Some Love Summit, and it's a card maker summit, and I'm going to be teaching a class there. And so we're going to be making a beautiful card, and I'm excited about it. So hopefully you guys will join us there. If not, then I will see you guys next week. This time next week, same day, same time, 7 p.m. right here in the LDRS Creative Studio. All right, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your evening and a wonderful weekend. We have our son is actually graduating from high school this weekend, so you can see the gray hairs sprouting in my head as I talk. I'm like, we're going to have a busy, busy weekend. So he actually finished up his last final exam just a little bit ago. So we're going to have a very busy and very exciting weekend. So I hope you guys do too. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Everybody, can I talk? My mouth isn't working. Bye.